How's everybody doing? I have semi um, prepped this, so let's get on with it. And so that I wouldn't leave anything out. Great Awakening. Okay. One thing that hit me last night, just out of the blue, was the Manhattan Project. Why did they call it the Manhattan Project? What was the Manhattan Project? The Manhattan Project. The United States in the 40s. Interesting. Trump was born in 46 in Queens, not Manhattan. But would you say that Manhattan was where Trump began his rise to power? Yes. Are they spelled the same? Manhattan, New York. A double T. A double T. So the Manhattan Project, we'll go with Wikipedia just for the heck of it. That's what's coming. World War III. 2 billion people die. That's the pale horse. Death due to war and the famine to 1/4 of the earth. Now, some people say that's 1/4 landmass. I prefer to believe it to be 1/4 of the earth's population. Here's what's weird. As I just scanned this, my eyes took me to this. US 2 billion. That's how many people are going to die. The Manhattan Project began modestly in 1939, but grew more than 130,000 people. Near 2 billion. 2 billion people will die in World War III. So this ended World War III, did it not? What ended World War II? Sorry, I meant World War II.
World War II lasted from September 1st, 1939 to September 2nd, 1945.
6 years and a day. How did World War II end? Let me pause it for a second. Well, it was because of the bombs dropping. It says here, I mean, it did just show us that the war ended September 2nd, 1945. On August 6th, 1945, they dropped the first atomic bomb, and then 3 days later, the second atomic bomb. Japan surrenders. Sorry for the scantily clad. You're going to get anything when you go to any of these. It's History Channel, by the way. There's no shame in anybody's game anymore, is there, folks? No. So anyway, that's when all of that took place. That was the end. Germany surrendered in April, but see, it didn't end until we dropped those bombs. So the Manhattan Project ended the war, but the Manhattan Project was never over because they called it the Manhattan Project because they knew in Manhattan that the Antichrist would begin his rise. Now, again, Trump is not the actual Antichrist until he rises from the dead. He must rise. That's why in the movie, The Dark Knight Rises, and we've shown many times, might as well show it again, that Donald Trump is Batman. Some people are watching for the first time, so we'll just go with it. Humor me. Make it quick.
Mr. Trump.
Yes,
Are you Batman?
I am Batman.
And that is from Trump ownership. That's his YouTube site, letting you know very quickly he is Batman. He is fighting crime. The QAnon people said he is saving the children under the city. And when you watch Dark Knight Rises, where did the children go? They went under the city where Bane was. It's all scripted theater. Everything around you is scripted. If they script Hillary being arrested, if they script JFK Jr. returning from the dead, whether it's really him or whatever, it will all be staged to set up his assassination. The Antichrist beast must receive a deadly wound by the sword, but did live. But did live. And that's mentioned 3 times. If you ever want to know, you can write this down in Revelation 13:3. Guess I'm not logged in. This is about the beast whose deadly wound was healed. Now I'm logged in. The first beast whose deadly wound was healed, an image to the beast who had a wound by a sword, but did live. Will it be an actual sword? No. Gunshot. Does he get stabbed? I don't know. And then you go to Zechariah 11:17, which tells you that it will also be, we suspect, these are tied together, the idol shepherd, because Jesus is our shepherd, but the Antichrist is the idol shepherd. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened. Hang on just a quick second. And an iPad Goat 2. This has been said to be October and November, and then December. I don't know how what order they go. There's Trump right there with his upside down pyramid, which of course is all about the goddess. And we have the X for the Antichrist. We have the hole. This looks obviously is the left eye, not the right eye, but you see how the arm goes limp. Clean, dried up. I don't know. It's just speculation. We suspect everything will be going down, though, in November. But anyway, they called it the Manhattan Project, and Trump, of course, builds his empire in Manhattan. You have to know that everything has been planned out since before Trump was born. Just like the movie Rosemary's Baby, that Antichrist being born, that was all a plan. Now I'm watching this series called Strange Angel, and I did a YouTube video on it. There is Donald Trump is the Antichrist, part 21. Moonchild, Antichrist, Trump, part 21.5. I did 12 minutes extra as I left something off, like I do a lot of times. Something else will hit me and come to me later on. But Trump is the Moonchild, and that's what Strange Angel was about. And we've showed you before. Text to Trump 88022. Text to Trump 88022. It's on his podiums. It's on everything that he does. So when you see 88 equals Trump, Trump equals 88. Also comes 2 sons of light, which is interesting. But what is the 22 about? So Trump's telling you they believe in gematria, or they're giving you a clue concerning gematria. And of course, his name was Drumpf, and they changed it to Trump in the late 1600s. But Don Drumpf comes to 666. And when you key in Donald Drumpf, Mike Pence, comes to 666 also. One's in Jewish gematria, and the other, Don Trump, come to 666 in English gematria. The chances of those two, I would think 1,000,000 to 1, 1,000,000,000 to 1, 1,000,000,000,000 to 1. But anyway, but Trump equals 88, text to Trump. Well, what is the 22 about? And we have shown many times that it's the 22 trump cards in the tarot card deck.
According to Wikipedia, in occult practices, the major arcana are the trump cards of a tarot pack. There are usually 22 such cards in a standard 78 card pack. They are typically numbered from 0 to 21.
0 through 21, like then the Fool came up and it says is one of 22 major arcana. So there's 22 trump cards. 22 trump cards. I think we get that. So the text to Trump, 88 for Trump, which is telling you go to gematria for your clues, for your answers, because this is Satan. This is the ghost in the machine that writes this script. That's why the Manhattan Project was given its name. There's an album by the Police in 1981 titled Ghost in the Machine. And that's Satan in the computer. If the album came out in 1981, you better believe that the ghost has been in the machine many decades before that. And so, when was the computer invented?
1985. According to Live Science, 1985, Microsoft announces Windows, according to Encyclopedia Britannica.
If you believe that, picture of the first supercomputer.
Showing pictures that match.
When was the first computer invented? That's not 1985. The first mechanical computer was created by Charles Babbage in 1822. So how long has the ghost been in the machine? Satan taught man how to bring him to the end times, how to become the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast, humans will be uploading demons into their body. So I detail all of this on my playlist. AI is the ghost in the machine, MOTB, mark of the beast. It's a 4-video playlist, at least the first 3 for sure. Well, at least the first 2 watch. I think you'll enjoy all 4 of them. So I'm watching this strange angel, and what pops out are trump cards. Remember, when I did my video that I showed you earlier, Donald Trump is the Antichrist, part 21, Moonchild, Antichrist, part 21, Trump, Moonchild, Antichrist, Trump, part 21.5. And those two were showing you that this TV show, Strange Angel, is bringing about the Moonchild in 1940. This is in the setting of 1945, 1946. Well, I think it begins in 1939 when World War II begins, but it will end. But what's deeper is that it also proves and shows that the show was launched on Donald Trump's birthday. Strange Angel premieres June 14th.
According to CBS.com, Strange Angel premieres June 14th on CBS All Access. New episodes of the CBS All Access original series will be released weekly on Thursdays. CBS All Access latest original drama series, Strange Angel, will premiere on Thursday, June 14th.
Donald Trump was born June 14th. There you go. Donald Trump was born under a lunar eclipse. June 14th under the total lunar eclipse. So, and Strange Angel, of course, opens up with, you know, I hate the sound of my own voice. Hang on just a quick second. Let me find you exactly. This is how it opens with a total lunar eclipse, a blood red moon. And then the first thing the guy says that we showed you, the first thing said in this entire video series is the beast went this way. And somebody pointed out that he's carrying a bow and a crown was given unto him, of course, is how the Bible verse goes. The bow, of course, is given to the Antichrist. This is used to, of course, hit the beast with the quote unquote deadly wound. But I mean, it literally, there's the bow. Somebody pointed that out to me on my YouTube channel. They were like, did you notice that he was carrying a bow? So there's the blood red moon showing you the beast at the beginning, at the opening of this. I think it's a 19 video series called Strange Angel. I'm probably at video 8 right now. I don't recommend it for everybody. It's very dark. So, you know, watch with a lot of prayer and discretion. There's sexual scenes, a lot of, you know. So, but there's the beast under the lunar. There's the beast under the full lunar eclipse. Strange Angel came out on Donald Trump's birthday. And of course, it's showing you the tarot cards. That was a part I did not include. So there's the Trump tarot. The tarot cards, literally, this is Strange Angel main title. This is what plays, where are we at right now? 34. So let me bring it back to 33 so I won't get a copyright strike, or 31. You can go so many seconds before you get a copyright strike. I don't monetize my channel, so I don't mind copyright strikes. I just don't like the video taken completely down, obviously. Ready? We'll run it for about 4 seconds. There's the tarot cards. It's Trump, folks. Tarot cards. They're telling you that Trump is the Antichrist, beast, born on the blood red moon. Could it be any more in your face? Could it be any more plainer? Could it be any more simpler? Yet, I'll tell you what, nobody could watch my Trump Antichrist series and not know he's the Antichrist. Well, I say that, and someone did say they watched them all and they still aren't sure. Okay, so it's hard. But what you will find is any QAnon person or Trump fan or QAnon follower or Trump fan that you would send this to, or any liberal, you know, New Ager liberal that hates Trump, they won't watch it. Their spirit doesn't lead them to. It takes a lot of time to watch YouTube videos. I got people send me videos all the time. I'm like, I don't have time to watch these. I pretty much know what they are. You know, I like it when people show me stuff, but I'm only interested in a Trump timeline. When is he going to be assassinated? I mean, and I like the predictive programming that you can show me in TV shows. That's why I like Enter the Stars. Enter the Stars does a lot of good stuff. Sadly, he believes in free will, but I think the Lord will wake him up and purge him at the end times. A lot will. You know, I went through that in my, by the way, I do a Bible study series on another YouTube channel. It's a daily Bible study. And I just began Revelation. And it's and I will put the actual, if you ever want to do a Bible study on a particular, or you want to know something about a particular verse, like if it's in Luke, it will be in the playlist and they will all have the chapter and verse. They're all in the comments or most of the comments, but I will start putting them in the actual title. Just like Revelation began last night. And it says Revelation 1 through verses 1 through 10. So it's in there. Now you're going to have the Luke in there also, but you just have to, I always do the Revelation or Daniel part first. I go back and forth from Revelation to Daniel. And then Daniel will come up later if we still have internet and electricity. I don't believe we will. I think time is running out that closely. I think Trump goes down. We got to look at 1010 because that was the Mickey Mouse watch that the QAnon folks put out. They said it pointed to October 2nd because it's on 10 and 2. But that's 10 after 10. That's 1010 in the movie Tenet that Christopher Nolan put out. Just like I told you, The Dark Knight Rises, which I've shown you many times, Bruce Wayne literally comes out of the pit. Which is exactly what to see the pit that he comes out of, which is exactly what the Antichrist does. The Antichrist rises from the abyss, which is in Revelation 11:7. Sorry for the commercials. So he's going to rise right out of that pit. And you get to Revelation. I think we have to look at his assassination on November 5th because of Revelation 11:7 is when he rises. And wouldn't he rise on the third day? The beast that ascendeth out of the bottomless pit. He ascends out of the bottomless pit. Did I already get rid of the Bruce Wayne? Yeah, I did. So anyway, that's my fault. Sorry. Oh boy, is it going to do me again? No, no commercials this time. So there he is. He's out. He's out of the pit. He's climbing out. He ascendeth out of the pit, Revelation 11:7. So I think we have to look at the timeline of also the full moon of Halloween, October 31st, because the Day of the Dead, it's a 3-day event. And of course, we showed you that the new that the new 007 movie is No Time to Die. So of course, because 007 or James Bond, I've shown you all that in the Trump Antichrist series, where he had the wound over the right eye. James Bond did. No Time to Die, deadly wound time frame. That's in the deadly wound time frame playlist. But it's also in my Trump Antichrist playlist. Donald Trump Antichrist Part 13, which is the 16th video down on my playlist. Not all of them on the Trump series, Trump Antichrist series, have an actual part number, like part 1, part 2, part 3. Some of them are just ones I throw in. Like James Bond calling Jesus Christ a P-R-I-C-K. When they give him an injection, he goes, "Be careful, you're going to feel a little," and then they hit him with it, and he goes, "Christ," and then the guy goes, "Prick." And in other words, you're going to feel a little prick. But they actually put the words Christ, prick together on purpose, of course. But So that's like one I've thrown in. But Skyfall, Donald Trump is Antichrist Part 13, Skyfall 007. It's 50 minutes where I really detail that movie for you, because I watch the movies with subtitles so I can pause on a Blu-ray or 4K, and I literally take the picture or take a quick video. So where are we going here? I showed you the Trump card tarot card deck thing. 88 means Trump. This year is the 88 lighting of the Christmas tree. So in my opinion, we have all the way through 2020 for our Trump timeline assassination, or our Trump assassination timeline. There's a lot of different dates. I give November 18th because it's 59 days after the 24 hours of Le Mans. This year was the 88th running of the 24 hours of Le Mans. And Christian Bale, who plays, Bale on Christianity, Christian Bale, who plays Donald Trump, or Bruce Wayne, the billionaire from New York City or Gotham, who is fighting crime. Don't forget, in The Dark Knight Rises, when when Bruce Wayne is removed, it shows the American flags being shredded. And that's when the Bane, or the mask, people take over. Bane wearing the mask. This is all part of a ritual event. But you had the 88th running of Le Mans this year, and 59 days later, the character that Christian Bale played dies in real life. 59 days after winning that Le Mans race in 1966, I believe it was 66 or 67. It's from the movie Ford versus Ferrari, where Christian Bale plays this man who won the race, and he died 59 days later, and in a test crash. And 59 days after this year's 88th running of Le Mans would be November 18th. So again, that's another date I look for. The penumbral lunar eclipse, not a full lunar eclipse, or not a total lunar eclipse, but a penumbral. There's 4 penumbral lunar eclipses in 2020. That's never happened before. Slated to never happen again. The last one will be November 29th or November 30th. So since Trump was born under a lunar eclipse, could that be when he rises? So 2 days before that, could he be assassinated then? We're just not sure. But we know the 88th lighting of the Christmas tree was a 88th Rockefeller Center tree lighting. People think Christmas it's the most pagan holiday. It was not even celebrated in this country until the late 1800s, when Virgin Maryland, or Virginia and Maryland, took over. Free will was not taught in any of the churches here until the mid to late 1800s either. Free will is Catholic. The Christmas celebration is Catholic. It's all pagan. I will tell you this, that the Strange Angel that I'm watching, this series, is all about Aleister Crowley and man's will. You must fulfill your will. It's Thelema. Thelema, Aleister Crowley, fulfilling your will. True will does not spring from conscious intent, but the interplay between the deepest self. So it's the Thelema is all about your will, fulfilling your will. Aleister Crowley, UFC stars, University of Central Florida. Stars Library. Okay, the thesis is concepts of true will and conscious will. When you watch the series, it's just all about fulfilling your will. Well, man doesn't have will, so that's why Aleister Crowley, 666, the beast he called himself, bragged of drinking the blood of sacrificed babies, so on and so forth. Sex magic, all of that. Just like the who did the do as thou wilt is the whole of the law. It's all about fulfilling your will, doing your will. Blood, sugar, sex, magic.
According to Wikipedia, Blood Sugar Sex Magic is the 5th studio album by American rock band Red Hot Chili Peppers, released on September 24, 1991 by Warner Brothers
Notice how
Records.
Notice how they spelled the magic? Like Aleister Crowley's magic. Sex magic was what Aleister Crowley was into. Sex magic, Aleister Crowley. Well, they spelled it regular magic, but that's not how he spelled it. Sex magic, 020 rituals, Aleister Crowley. So why does Red Hot Chili Peppers? Because all of the music industry, all of the entertainment industry, all of your politics, I've shown y'all Barack Obama wearing the Aleister Crowley t-shirt. You can Google that. And I don't want this video to run forever. There's another. Here's Trump, the darkness to the light. Darkness to the light. Darkness to the light. This Trump, all these Trump fans, because see, this is the Great Awakening. This is what it's all about. Well, when you look at the coin, of course, the Antichrist declares himself to be God standing in the holy place, which will be the third temple. He's already on the temple coin. That's the flip side of it. It says war of the sons of light against the sons of darkness. So that's why they're creating all of this so-called darkness with the rioting and this uproar and all of this. And the Trump fans and the QAnon cult, they all see Trump as the light, the Great Awakening. And this is why in the Illuminati, it's all about the black and white checkered floors, the light and the dark. It's a synthesis. You need both to bring about the new age of Lucifer. So they're bringing it, they manufacture it. Trump knows all this is planned. He's not defending it. He's reading the script that Satan, his daddy, and by the way, if you're not a sheep, by proxy, ye are of your father, the devil. That's what Jesus said. You're handed over to all of these deceptions. So continuing on, Trump dark light photo, sons of lights. We did that, the Great Awakening. I think we've pretty much gone over everything, but let me pause just to make sure. All right, just to wrap up, be careful on October 10th because of the movie Tenet, which Christopher Nolan did. That movie Tenet. Tenet is spelled T-E-N-E-T. That's how the movie was spelled. And of course, 10 going one way and 10 going the other. And it was all about reversing time. Trump has always, but that's why he had to go 88 miles per hour in the license tag that fell out the car, said out of time. And they've always shown Trump as being a time traveler, like in the movie Donnie Darko, which is also centered on time travel. Donnie Darko stood for Donald Darkness. It's all throughout my Trump Antichrist series. October 22nd, that's a big day for me in my personal life. So would be the 23rd. Those have always been big target days in my life. So I don't know if they've been target days in my life for a certain reason. That's more personal. So I don't know. I don't know what can or could go on during that time. But we'll see if anything goes down in my own personal life on those days. Or would that be when something goes down with Trump? And that's what the Lord is always showing me. October 31st, of course, the Day of the Dead. We showed you that in the James Bond movie that opened up with the Day of the Dead, where they were celebrating it. And of course, this year's James Bond movie is called No Time to Die. So there's no time for him to die. He's going to die. But remember, received a deadly wound by the sword, but did live. There's no time to die. He will still be living. Just like they showed us in the last Star Wars movie. They said the Emperor was dead, but no, he's alive. How could this be? Cloning, dark sciences. The Siths knew how to do it. They're showing you that there's two Trumps. That's the two twin towers that go down, but one rises back up. Trump has a clone or a body double or a twin or whatever. I believe it's cloning because they showed us that in the movie The Prestige, and they showed us that in the last Star Wars movie. All the movies are always showing us something. Of course, Day of the Dead is a 3-day event. So he would die on the 31st, which is the next full moon. But of course, rise on the third day, which will be November 2nd, which is when the 3-day Day of the Dead festival ends. Then you've got November 3rd, Election Day. There's a lot of stuff that has always pointed to 11/3 in Pixar movies, but we're looking more at the 5th. Why? Because of Revelation 11:7. It's when the beast rises from the abyss or from the pit. That's an ugly old color, isn't it? That doesn't highlight very well. Just hope that's not too bright on you. So that would be another one. November 18th, remember, is 59 days after this year's 88th running of the Le Mans race. So that's a strong day to look at, because it's 59 days was when the real life character Christian Bale died. And I don't think Christian Bale played that role for no reason whatsoever, but we shall see. And the Ghost in the Machine could be throwing many clues out there to throw us all off. But remember the Bible verse that says, be ye as wise as serpents, yet harmless as doves. We're not driven to violence. I hope that's the right Bible verse. Going through all this trouble. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And that serpent wisdom, of course, that's what Ephesians 6:12 is about. You're not dealing with flesh and blood enemies. You're dealing with the fallen angels. That's why the Ghost in the Machine is what's doing the dirty work. And of course, Satan's doing all of the dirty work for God, because God has what? Declared the end from the beginning. There is no free will. There is no free will. Everything's been declared. He's declared Revelation from Genesis, declaring the end from the beginning, from ancient times to the things that are not even yet done in our lifetime. He's already declared it. It's all about his counsel standing, his will being done. And of course, in Thelema with Aleister Crowley, it's all about man's will, your will, fulfill your will. Nope. You will be living God's will for you, one way or another, sheep or a goat. God said, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. This isn't God versus Satan, folks. This isn't Donald Trump and a great awakening. It's all stupid. The Lord have made all things for himself. It's his will. Yea, even the wicked for what? The day of evil, which I've been showing you at the end of my Daniel series, is that's the abomination that causes desolation. When he sets up in the third temple, declares himself to be God, blasphemes God, along with the false prophet, and the image, sets up the image that speaks. November 27th or 28th, because the full moon is the 29th or the 30th. And remember, Jesus rose on the third day, and to the Jews, just 1 minute of a day counted for an entire day. So I'd be looking at late November as an assassination timeline, and of course, December 18th. Because he would rise on the third day. Ooh, wait, that would be the 19th. Because if he rose on the 21st, theoretically, spiritually, from the abyss, receiving the true spirit of Antichrist. Now, when Trump would rise, theoretically, you're not going to know it. We'll be in martial law, lockdown, chaos, because of the assassination. It'll bring martial law in this country, and then it'll bring about World War III to the world. And I showed you the other day that lady said, what happens before anything happens in the world, it'll happen here first. And then she changed and she goes, oh, I mean, anything good. That QAnon lady. December 19th, rise on the third day of the winter solstice. I'm assuming this year it's the 21st. Or, of course, rising on the 25th. We can do a search. Exact time of winter solstice 2020.
According to EarthSky, bottom line, the 2020 December solstice takes place on Monday, December 21st at 10:02 Coordinated Universal Time. It marks the Northern Hemisphere's shortest day, first day of winter, and Southern Hemisphere's longest day.
Would he go down that day and rise 3 days later, since it's the darkest day, darkest to light? And as the days start to begin to get lighter, so the 21st is also the timeline day. So 19th, and he rises on the darkest day, and then it gradually. So anyway, anywhere around this time frame, that would be the end of it, the last of it. So that's everything. Love y'all very much. If I forget something, my apologies. I'll make this Trump Antichrist. What number are we on now with the Trump Antichrist series? This will be Donald Trump Antichrist Part 22. Be sure to watch Part B of Trump COVID-19 scam. And I put that lady in the, you look at this, where is the president? Apparently what? Where's he at?
It's the $500,000 question.
What did she just show right there? She just showed the ocean, the beast out of the sea. She's controlled opposition. That's why she has 115,000 subscribers. Now she pretends to not be a fan of Donald Trump. Don't let them fool you. They run most. If something's got, folks, I'm the only person telling you hell is not eternal torment. There is no free will. Donald Trump's the Antichrist. He's going to receive a deadly wound. You won't find anybody else on all of YouTube telling you all of that. I've got less than 500 subscribers. It's because it's a narrow way and few find it. That also means I've got a bad day coming. Because if the Lord has picked me out to know this information and to give it, to feed the sheep with it, what happened to every apostle? They were killed. I don't think I'll be around much longer. I think when everything goes dark, when the lights go out, when the electricity goes out, the martial law, I think they're coming for me. And that's just the way it is. If he's blessed me with certain good things, I'm also going to have to suffer other things. If I don't, then I would be least in the kingdom, because I haven't done a lot of suffering. I can tell you that. So my life's been pretty rosy posy. But look at that beast out of the sea, as she's talking about where is Trump.
Reports tell us that the commander-in-chief is currently undergoing treatment.
Right, true. But
At Walter Reed Medical Center in Maryland.
But I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'm pausing it.
According to reports, the president was admitted to Walter.
Good grief, lady. We know all this, but where is he? Are you going to tell us? What's your clues?
Volkswagen, exposing corruption within those corporations.
I don't know. I'll watch it. I should have watched this ahead of time. Not going to waste your time with it. But notice how she's showing you the sea as she's talking about Trump. The beast out of the sea. The beast out of the sea. All the way through, you get nothing but the sea.
The part. Thus, #staged is.
So #staged is now all over the place. That Trump going to Walter Reed is staged. Now, why is that? Well, it's because of what that lady said earlier. What lady? I showed y'all that. She is also Santa, Satan, beast out of the sea. Trump is where? Great digs, liberal playbook. Trump is in control. Notice that it's Santa surfing beach. So it's Satan surfing it's the beast out of the sea. So Satan is surfing the beach. I mean, she's got 181,000 subscribers. She's controlled opposition. This is a QAnon cult YouTube site. And notice it says Trump cards. beach broadcast. Beast out of the sea. In other words, the beast out of the sea, she's sitting right on the beach, waiting for the beast out of the sea to rise. And that comes straight from what? Revelation 13:1, 13:2. Is it 1 and 2? Or is it just 1? And I stood upon the sand of the sea. That's what she's doing. She's on the beach. Santa, Satan. So she's pretending to be Satan, standing on the beast. Standing on the edge of the sea, waiting on this rising. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. That's what her title of her YouTube site is waiting for. I can't find where I've put anything. Hang on just a second. So, of course, what does the Bible say about awakening? So, I don't know. It's got Matthew 24:24. It's ridiculous. But that has nothing to do. A deception so good. The whole world's handed over to a deception except the sheep. For God will send them a strong delusion that they will believe a lie. Many will wake up at that time. Jesus said a deception so great that if it were possible, the very elect would be fooled. Great signs and wonders and so forth. But of course, Trump, they call their thing the Great Awakening. Now, this one has a lot of Bible verses about awakening. Besides this, you know the time that the hour has come for you to wake from sleep, for salvation is nearer to us now than when we first believed. The point is, they love to mimic everything about the Bible, everything about Jesus, because it's a false Jesus. It's an anti-Jesus. That's what Trump is. He is the anti-Jesus. So they're calling Trump's rising, Trump's greatness, the Great Awakening, when that's not what anything in the Bible about a true awakening is about. But of course, that's what they mimic. So anyway, Santa surfing beach broadcast. Q drops, QAnon. QAnon is nothing but Satan in the computer that goes to the machine. Of course, Trump plays off of it because he's the Antichrist. So, and they've got this whole movement, and it's so large. Why? Because they're spiritually handed over to their father, the devil. Now, are some of these people going to be pulled out of it? Yes. I know one in particular that I care about very much, and almost married her. She's all into this stuff. And I think the Lord has me, following this QAnon stuff so I can help people with the truth, because it's helped us see a lot of stuff. But since it was in my heart to have affection for this person, I follow what goes on with this QAnon so I could expose it. And if I didn't have any affection for somebody involved in QAnon, I would just be dismissing it. And I'd be missing out on what? A lot of clues to help us understand stuff. So everything works together with the Lord. But, of course, I'm hoping the Lord pulls that person out, but you just never know. But I can't get over how she's got Santa surfing beach broadcast, and she's always showing the beast out of the sea. She's showing the sea. And then this lady who has 115,000 subscribers, 115 against 181. They both are they have thousands upon thousands of subscribers, and they're both showing you the beast out of the sea. That's how close we are, folks. We're so close.
Currently trending on Twitter.
Staged is currently trending on Twitter, that Trump is staged. And what they're saying is that his Walter Reed stuff is staged, that they're really about to lock Hillary Clinton up. And if they don't, the QAnon people are going to wonder why. So the end might have to come. But if they stage it all, then what? Then Trump's eventually going to be assassinated. They'll say that's why they assassinated him, because he was locking them all away. He was draining the swamp and he got killed. See how it works? The Antichrist must receive it'll be a very staged and fake assassination. Of course it will. Or duh. But anyway, love y'all very. Look at that. Text to Trump 88022 88 for Trump in gematria. They're telling you gematria is real, which tells us Don Trump is 666, and Donald Trump and Mike Pence equals 666, and the 22 Trump tarot cards. How fitting. What a great way to close this video out. All right. Love y'all very much.